Hello everybody. I'm going to do a spiritual advice reading. So, if you're feeling a little bit stuck on your spiritual journey, let's see what the advice of the cards is. We're using this deck here, which I use for my spiritual readings. So they're based on the Rider-Waite's, but they're slightly different. Tends to go a little bit more left field. Now, if you would like a spiritual advice and guidance session, you can book those. If you find a link on my profile for Standstill, you can book phone or video chat, 30 minutes or an hour. Okay, they're a little bit more conversational. I do sometimes use the cards, I do sometimes use my psychic skills. It depends on the situation. Spiritual advice and guidance sessions can be anything. Right, these are collective. Take what resonates. Just bear with me. And we will pull up some cards. If you want a standard tarot reading, again, Standstill, recorded ones, quickest, cheapest option available. Okay, in most cases I will do it same day or after. Right, so. Interesting. Right, so we start with Six of Swords. Swords are where we think words we use. It's about going in a new direction, going on to calmer waters. Now, we've got the figure there with the head down in the boat. So this talks about mentally moving on, but having a little bit of sorrow attached to it. So it kind of feels a little bit like, you know, that on your spiritual path, you're having to move away from an old belief system or an old way of doing things. You might have gone a bit further down the rabbit hole. And as I keep saying, there are many veils beyond this light side rhetoric BS. Okay, I'm going to go a little bit left field with this reading. So the reason why you're moving on is because your current belief system, current way of doing things, is too restrictive. Eight of Swords. For too long, you've been bound and blindfolded. Like I said, I feel like this is a collective who's started to pierce that first veil. Now, there's lots and lots of people within the spiritual community, and sadly they have this attitude of when you know, you know, when you get there, you'll know. And the sad thing is that they're kind of stunted in their growth at level 1. So don't be afraid to push forwards. Now, we've then got the Two of Cups, water, emotions. It feels like you're, I'm not going love-based, but I mean, if part of your kind of spiritual quest is to find your divine counterparts, which are extremely rare, you probably don't have one, you know that you need to change the way of thinking or acting or believing. But it could have something to do more about bringing that union within yourself, because don't forget, you know, to hit duality, you need to have your masculine and feminine energies within balance and flip and change them as you go through. Let's continue. Right, okay, we've then got Page of Wands in the reverse position. Wands, fire action. Court cards can be an energy within ourselves, can be the energy of somebody else around us. Pages are more youthful energy. This page is about actually getting out there and trying things. Now, that's then followed up by the Fool in the reverse. So the Fool's the very first card in the tarot deck. The Fool isn't a fool. The Fool is called a fool because he gets his bag, little bumpy dog, and goes off wandering. So it talks about a leap of faith card. I want to get all the cards out first. Overall outcome card. Eight of Pentacles in the reverse. Okay. Right, so Pentacles, Earth, money, finance, non-financial wealth. That's what you invest your time, efforts and energies in. So in this deck, you'll notice that she's got the crossbow and she's aiming at the target. Okay, so in the reverse position, the standard Rider-Waite to talk about going off course. You've gone off target with something. I might have got these first few cards slightly wrong. So let me just get the advice card. Obstacles or blockages. World in the reverse. Okay, so the World's the last of major arcanas. It means big cycle complete. So whereas tens are ongoing cycles, can be something big, the World's the end of a big one. Okay, so you're supposed to be releasing something, but it looks like you're not doing it. Right, final card, remove any blockages, and I'll tie this together. Ten of Cups in the reverse. Cups, water, emotions. Tens, completion cards. I call this Happy Families cards. Couple arm in arm. Kiddies dancing under the rainbow. It talks about wish fulfillment on an emotional level. What this feels like is I think I've got these first few cards slightly wrong. It feels like your first it feels like you're moving away from your purpose. This would be a classic one for a high ranking light worker or a star seed, whereby they don't want to accept what their role is. Throat's going, trying to be stopped by saying this. There could be some element of you being pulled off course because you think that you've found the perfect match or the perfect partner. Now, if your partner isn't down the rabbit hole and sees all this stuff as woo-woo BS, and you love them, you avoid going on your path, and that's what's happening now. Getting in this connection, if we are talking about a connection, it's not going to get any better. It's not going to be your 10 of cups outcome. You're going to be stuck in the 3D. Sorry, your vibration's going to be too low, and you'll be, you know, don't forget, if you're a high ranking light worker or a starter, you've got a role, you've got a job to do. Hard. And pull your head out of the sand. Get on with it. But as it stands at the moment, I'm talking with the collective who are burying their head in the sand and moving away from their mission because they think they found something better. Oh dear. Yes, if you want a personalised reading, see if we can break the programming, do contact me. Anyway, until next time, ta-ta for now.